And it was a great experience, man. I can't even Jaguar Land Rover, amazing place to work.
How long were you there for?
5 years. Until obviously COVID happens, to terminate my contract because...
So it was because of COVID?
Yeah, very simply, because I was working on future projects that were being delivered in 5 years, 4 years. And obviously COVID, all suppliers have shut down, nothing's happening. So they're like, well, all contractors unfortunately need to be terminated until further notice.
So what's your mindset then? What's your plan? What are you thinking?
It was obviously a decision of, do I pick up a CV, a 5-year-old CV, and go again, apply for a new job in a similar role? Or do I go all in on my property investment journey? So prior to that...
So yeah, where were you in your property journey at this point then? And
yes.
How did that start? Where did you get
So very simply, when I kind of realized the earning potential of my role was going to take too long to achieve, and it wasn't a game I was willing to play in terms of, yes, I did spend 10 years and I got to 150, even 200 grand a year. Ultimately, it's still not a lot of money. Grand scheme of things, people earn that. Now, obviously, where I am now, for sure, that could be a day's income. And so it's like, okay, I don't want to be earning 200 grand in 10 years' time, and that's only my earning potential at that time. So it's like, how do I accelerate and try and earn more, faster and sooner? So I invested heavily into my education. I'll talk a lot about how I got started and spent 25 grand to be part of this program, mentorship program, and people kind of looked at me insane, but hindsight.
What was that course? It was a course, right?
Yeah, it was basically a program whereby it included, I think, 4 different courses within that. Mentorship, 6-month mentorship alongside that as well. I could repeat the courses over a 2-year period, and obviously the network of people that they had in their education company. So
that's a big decision, because that to invest 25k into something like that is not orthodox in any way, shape or form. And there's a lot of people, especially from older generations, especially at that time, who would just think, what are you doing, no?
Yeah, I remember going up to my parents and telling them, oh, by the way, I spent... so actually, I didn't even have the money. So like I had £20,000 and some change. Like I remember I had a screenshot. I took a screenshot because people don't believe me. And it literally says £5.85. So literally, I didn't have all the money. I just said, I went into the room. So it cost me £1,000 to be in the room for the 3 days. The third day they upsold this package, which included everything I just said. And I was just thinking, okay, yeah, it's a lot of money. Yeah, it's all the money I have right now. I don't even have all the money. But everything they were saying to me, for me, I believed that I could go and execute information, and I could see the outcome. I saw people who've been through the program achieve results. So for me, seeing is believing. If I can see someone's achieved something, why can't I do the same? The information is there. I can apply it and see the same result. It's the way I thought at the time. So it was a tough decision. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's literally, I had to empty my bank account and then kind of create a paying plan. I said to them, 2k a month. I can pay back. So 24 grand. I can finish paying off in the next 2 months. So pay 20 grand on the day. Went home to my parents, and they were like, "What the hell have you done? Go get your money back." And you know what's crazy? I never once actually even thought to research the company's name or like on Google or nothing. I was sat in this, for all I know, I could have been sat in a room full of scammers who had presented me something and they taking the money. I called tomorrow and they're gone. 20 grand's gone. But I think it was an affiliate of Rich Dad Poor Dad, so there was kind of credibility there. And obviously, but again, like, it could have all been faked, who knows? Yeah. But for me, I just, like I said, I saw, I believed, and for me, I was all in.
And you knew you had that belief where that you could, as you said, execute everything that you're gonna.
And I think another way, my perspective on that was, well, I spent similar amounts. So I was one of the last years to spend £3,000 a year in uni. So it was like, okay, that's pretty much my total cost for going to university, I think just 25, 26 grand.
Whereas the people who are now about to go into uni are going to start spending 9 grand a year.
Yeah, exactly.
So, okay, I got you.
So I just thought, well, if I've spent that level of money and the outcome of that was to earn, I think at the time, maybe 50k a year as well, I was at when I went and enrolled into that. And now there's another opportunity to spend a similar amount of money, but the earning potential is 7 figures plus. I was like, I'm going to take the chance. Like, what's the worst that can happen? If I lost all the money, great. I could earn that back in my lifetime. Like, I'm going to spend the money on holidays. I'm going to spend the money on shopping, clothes, whatever, take away a loan I like in my lifetime. So like, if I pull that money forward, spend it today, could I have a high earning potential? And for me, that was worth the risk. And for me, I just like, you know what? If I want a different result, I've got to do something different. I can't go the traditional way of trying to do the corporate ladder way and try and earn the money I'm trying to earn, because it just was, I didn't see a plan at the time.
And then, so what was your first property? What was the first property that you had a stake in?
So, literally I got my first property in Feb 20.
Okay. So
literally-
just before Corona,
literally, like I bought it a month after this whole COVID thing goes crazy. And I was like, my job contract gets terminated. And so it was a deal, I think £225,000 in a place called Coventry in the Midlands of the UK. And it was like a 90 grand all in refurb costs. Because again, these are like extensive refurbs, gutting out the property, replastering, rewiring, new boilers, new everything, en suites in every single room. Done to a good standard as well, like high-end standard, because I wanted to attract higher rents as well in the area. So kind of went all in with this investment. When I refinanced, I think I got 360k valuation. That same property 3 years later is worth like 400 plus. So it's like I'm just sitting on it and it's just growing the equity within it. So that was my first instance. And like I said, coming back to the COVID situation where it's like job's been terminated. I've got my first deal over the line. I'm in the trenches of doing that refurbishment project.
You've lost your job.
Gone from £5,000 a month to zero overnight. And I'm like, do I go out and reapply for a new job or just continue my path of property investment and go all in? Because again, one thing I was always envious of was the guys that I was learning from and people that were in the networks were accelerating and doing a lot of deals. And for me, the difference I saw between myself and them is they had all the time spent on this business. And I'm like, I always said, if I was obviously had all the time, there's no way, like just arrogantly, I'm not being arrogant, but like I just believed, I had confidence. Like if I had all the time they had doing the same thing, I would be if not even better on the same level as them. So now it's like kind of like a time to prove it to myself. Can I do the same? And so just went all in, back to myself. And again, parents like, what are you gonna do? Mom and dad was panicking. Mom more. So actually, I don't know if I've told the story before, but when I lost my job, I couldn't face to tell my mom I lost my job. So I just kept saying, yeah, work is okay. I'm still okay. I lied for a long time, maybe like 3 or 4 months. I ended up telling my dad, and I told him not to tell my mom. But I think when I told him, he straight away told my mom.
He snips, man. He couldn't hold it.
Because to this day, we've never actually sat down and had the conversation of, I lost my job. But obviously, over time, just kind of realised that, okay, this is not working anymore. He's doing this thing full time. So, crazy. But I was in the trenches and I found a way out. Just learned to swim, basically.
The thing is, hunger and not desperation. Desperation is the wrong word, but I think like hunger and survival really brings out it brings out the best in some people. Sometimes it brings out the worst, but in people who have got that grit and kind of like, who have that character, it really brings out the best in people. So I guess in that time it was, as you said, at the time it probably felt like a really hard time, but what it's led to is, it wouldn't have happened if you would have still been. I mean, would you have ever left if
that's what everyone says, would you have left your job? And I'm like, it was a great pay, very minimal work required. So I think £5,000 a month, making that
security, safety,
I don't think
comfort.
I would have just quickly let go of it. So kind of a blessing in disguise, having losing my job.